Let's talk about rider training. Have you had any? Do you need any? You tell me. Yes, I want to talk with you guys about motorcycle safety, rider training, whatever you want to call it. I think it's important. Um, I've been riding over 20 years, and I just this past summer I took another safety class. It was free. I learned a lot. This is the second time I've taken the same course, and I still learned something different from the first time. Um, if you have the opportunity in your area to take a rider safety class, take it. You'll learn something. Now, I took a motorcycle safety foundation class, gosh, over 20 years ago at a local community college. There was a fee for that. It was like 300 and something, I don't know. And it consisted of Friday evening in a classroom, and then Saturday on the course where you learn various maneuvers, and then Sunday you practice, and then you were evaluated by the instructor. So Friday evening, I found I was a little bit intimidated because again it was totally new to me, and these guys come in that look like bikers, but they didn't know any more than I did. But we learned a lot. The instructors were very good. They taught us a lot of really valuable information. When Saturday rolled around, we were out on the course. Of course, it had to rain, and I mean pour both days, Saturday and Sunday. But the Saturday portion was great because you start out, just learning the basics, the really rudimentary stuff of, stopping and shifting and stuff. And by the time you're done, the end of the day, they had 15 of us doing figure eights, intertwining with each other. I mean, going around these tight circles, we learned a lot. The instructors were excellent. And on Sunday, we went out, we practiced again in the rain, but we practiced everything we had learned the previous day. And then we did our evaluation. Now, during the evaluation, if you drop the bike, it's an automatic fail. So obviously, I was a little bit nervous. So I did the evaluation. I did great. There was one young lady who was in the course, and she really, really did well. On that Saturday, she did all the maneuvers. She didn't drop the bike, and she was like 5 feet tall, but she did great. And then on Sunday, she was very nervous, and she's out there. She's doing the entire course, and as she's pulling up to the stop line for the finish, she lost her balance and laid the bike down. And of course, she failed. I felt terrible for her. To go through all of that, and the final maneuver, the final stop was when she dropped the bike, and I really felt bad for her. But we encouraged her to take the class again, and I'm sure she did fine. I took the class, like I said, I took the evaluation. I passed no problem, and I learned a ton. And when you take these classes, a lot of times they have like a catchy acronym to teach you certain things. And with us, it was SIPDE, SIPDE. And it's over 20 years, and I still use this to this day. I'll never forget this. So the S is for scan. You're out riding, and you want to scan your environment. Looking for anything. So the I is identify. You want to identify a possible hazard. So let's say there's someone at a stop sign. So you've identified that. The P is for predict. You're going to predict what they're going to do. Well, they're either going to sit there and stop at the stop sign like they should, or they're going to pull out in front of me. So then you're going to decide, the D. Decide what you're going to do. If they're going to sit there, stop, you're going to move on through the intersection. So if they're going to pull out, you're going to brake or you're going to swerve. So maybe you want to cover your brakes, maybe you want to cover the clutch, and just be ready. Once you do that, now it's the execute. So you're going to, if they sit there, you're going to motor on through the intersection. But if they pull out, you're going to execute what you just decided to do, the maneuver that you've just thought about. And it seems crazy, but I use that, and I know there are other acronyms that you learn. I've seen some. I don't remember them because that wasn't what I was taught. I'll be teaching this to my son. He's going to take a rider safety class too because he wants to begin riding, and this stuff sticks with you. It's very important. Like I said, I took a rider safety class this past summer with my wife through the Huntersville Police Department. It was totally free. I think it's called Ride Carolina or something like that. And what a great program. You sit in a classroom and then you go out riding with these motorcycle cops. Who's better than police officers on motorcycles? These guys are great. We happen to know one of the motor officers, and he was one of the instructors. And they take you out on a ride, and all kinds of riding conditions. There's some twisties. They take you out on the highway. They just teach you how to ride in different situations. And I've taken it twice, and I've learned something new each time. So if you have an opportunity to take training, please, it it can save your life. I mean, it's useful. There's a lot of folks that I've talked to that say, "Oh, I don't need any training. I've been riding 20 years." Then I see them ride, and I'm like, I think you might need some training. You might need to, just because you look the part, just because you've been riding, doesn't mean you know what you're doing. My wife always says on a motorcycle, you don't get a second chance. You crash, you could die. So why not take the training, especially if it's free? I mean, geez, check in your area. We have this Ride North Carolina. You might have something in your area too that offers some free training. Again, we do get a voucher that we can submit to our insurance company that can provide us with a bit of a discount on our motorcycle insurance, and every little bit helps. So yeah, take the training if it's available, even if it's with just an experienced rider that can teach you a few things. Maybe you're a member of a hog chapter. They usually have a safety officer that can teach you a few things. Check into it. You can never learn too much. You can never be too safe. Look, that's all I had this week. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Again, we'll be back with you next week with another topic. Hopefully it won't be quite as boring as this one, but I hope you got some value out of this, because you can never be too safe. So thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see you in the next one.